Hi everyone, my name is Thomas Bangert. I'm a senior consultant here at FocusCore Japan, and I'm here today with Jan Babatz. He's the managing director of CLPT Japan. Hi Jan.
Hi Thomas, thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for coming here, thanks for your time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Jan Babatz, I'm the managing director of CLPT Japan. CLPT means CIMC, Liquid Process Technology. So we are in liquid business, which means more like, beer industry, whiskey industry, also like, juice production. And our company, our German headquarter, they do the engineering and for the equipment, for the tanks, for the process flow, for all the equipment you need to produce whatever alcoholic or non-alcoholic liquid it is, So this is my actual position, and before that, I just started last year, thanks to you. But we come to that later, and before that, I was a long time in the cutting tool business and machine industry, but all the time, let's say, for about 20 years in Japan. I live here for 20 years. I'm married to a Japanese, have 2 kids. What else do you want? No, I think that's fine for introduction, is it?
I think that's a very good start, yes. So, you already mentioned it. We first met you as a candidate.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes. I was the managing director of cutting tool industry here in Japan, and I regularly have been contacted by recruiting companies like FocusCore, but also others. And actually, some recruiting companies contacting me and ask me for if you have a good position, and sometimes they ask if we want to switch companies and that stuff. So it was always kind of, the same story probably. But it wasn't like that. So my first contact was online video during Corona times. And then I thought, because it was not just like usual approach, it was more like on a personal base. It was, I think it was Jonathan who contacted me first time, and he was just asking, if we have some open positions, or how I feel, how am I happy in my industry, and so the approach was actually a very soft one, and I would even say it was more like on a friendly base. Mm-hmm. And this was what I really liked about that. So because it's not like, it's not that sales approach. It's more like, well, if you have some time, we can get together, or we can have a beer, and just have a chat. So like this. So that was our first approach, and then there was the first personal meeting, and it was also kind of having a chat about the industries, and I was not that interested in switching jobs, but when you offered me, or you asked me if I know someone who would be appropriate, like in mechanical engineering, or an MD, or someone you're looking for, and you showed me some facts, some presentation about the position, I got really interested. And that was actually the hook when I said, well, why not me? Which is, maybe it's the usual approach of a recruiting company. They ask for someone, and then why not me? Yeah. But that was the fact. Yeah. So we really liked that, because it was like you say, a retained search. It was not like, putting pressure on someone. It's like just a retained search. Yeah.
So it seemed a bit less transactional in that sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I always had the choice to say no. But the task and the way you explained me the task, and then you contact the headquarters, the other company, and they again said, but they want to continue the discussion. So this kind of, let's say, a soft approach was, for myself, just right.
Good. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. So then we talked to you about the role, and then how was the process after that?
As far as I remember, the process after we had several meetings, several discussions, and it was always like, you were the intermediate communicator between the company and me. That's how far I understood. And it's always like there's not, the fixed, say, search regulation or the fixed inquiry from the company. You always, got a feedback from the other company, and try to communicate and try to actually to adjust our common interests. That was my feeling. And you always ask me how I feel and if it's personally okay for me. But that was something I really respected because you really try to match the personality to the position. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think about that.
It's very wonderful to hear. Good. Okay. Now, given your experience with us as a candidate, would you recommend other candidates to work with us as well?
Definitely, yes. Yes. I would recommend actually everyone who's watching this video, everyone who wants to maybe, get a better position or who's maybe not happy in his company, I would recommend to at least talk to you. I mean, you have a good network. The networking is really, really absolutely, extraordinary wide.
Yeah.
You know very many people in all industries and different industries. And I think actually if you, if you keep going on with that networking, you can find actually the right position for everyone. Looking from my perspective as MD, someone who wants to hire people, I think yes. Because also, I switched the side, right, from the candidate to the one who is looking for, because I obviously started a company here, and I need some stuff. But I need the right person. So I don't need the quantity. I need the quality. And looking from that perspective, I think it's also very helpful that you have some candidates you already filter, and this is actually really helpful. I know that from my former position, when I used, what you have in the internet platforms or other recruiting companies, and you get staples and staples of curriculums and sometimes emails, even people who are obviously not the right person for this position, but they just try,
Right.
It's like they go into the quantity. And the work behind that, reading each curriculum, reading everything, finding out, is that the right person? Even then you have someone, oh yes, this could be the right one, but you haven't talked to him yet. Finally you talk to him and, oh no, that's not what I expected. So, this is everything done by you, and you introduce the right candidate. At least, let's say, you introduce the right 10, or let's say possible 10 candidates, and then we go into the detailed search. And this is the point where you involved me. So, as a head of a company, as an MD, or quite, let's say, busy, man in a company, having lots of responsibilities, it's really helpful that you do the groundwork already. I don't want to do this my HR department. I want to let this be done by someone who is outside of the company, someone who has an like an objective view on the CVs and on the company, and was always like you contacted me, sent me some CVs, contacted me. What do you think about this guy? What do you think about this? And what could you imagine he can do this or that? And so there was always a kind of question and feedback if I'm really sure about this. And then we had the interviews. I mean, what you need to know is definitely it takes time, but finding the right people takes time, always. Of course. But this is what you want. You want to find the right people. With your help, I found a really good guy, which I was really happy about that. Yeah. So yeah, from coming back to your question, from both perspectives, as a candidate, but also as someone looking for a right candidate, I can only encourage the people to ask for your help. Yes.
Thank you very much. So yeah, going back to that, I think, of course, part of what we do is we take some of the work away from you. We pre-select people that we think will be a good fit for your company. And that's only possible because we have a close relationship. Like, it is very important that we understand what our client, in that case, what you and your company, what you're looking for. So it is an investment on our part to really dig in and really understand what that is. And I think that's where we lose where it's not just transactional. We really understand what you're looking for, and then we can make the pre-selection.
Yes.
So by the time we come to you with candidates, those are, in terms of functional competencies and some behavioral competencies that we've discussed, they should already match that. Now, after that, of course, you'll still select who you want to interview, and then in the interviews you will realize, oh, maybe this person doesn't fit for this or that reason. That's always possible. But at the very least, you don't have to go through a big pile of CVs.
No, but I mean, you're not the first recruiting company I used before that. And comparing to other companies, as you say, it's not that transactional. I think the depth of your quality, how deep you dig into the candidate's personality and even what he did before, and this is really exceptional. That's what I thought, because I know other recruiting companies who just there's one candidate, oh, you don't want him? We don't have any other one. So sorry, you take it or leave it, or something like this, and the market, especially in Japan, I mean, people are getting, older and older, and especially the people you want to are, actually less and less, right? They become less and less. So the problem is that you need to act fast. And also this reaction time was also exceptional, what I can say from my perspective. Yeah. And then even after that, I mean, hiring the people, you still keep in touch. You still, I wouldn't say it's a kind of guarantee, but even afterwards, you try to ask both sides if they're happy about what they finally found. Yeah. So kind of probably you're expecting a feedback from each side. Did I do a good job or something like that? So this is also, I would say, but compared to other recruiting companies, it's exceptional. Yeah.
It's good. Very good to hear. Now, you mentioned already that we found you a good candidate. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was hired by that company finally, and I started up building up the company. So, of course, first of all, we need staff, and I needed a project manager. So finding a project manager nowadays is not easy, especially if you're talking about construction business, construction industry. And here in Japan, you always need construction, engineers in construction business, architects. Finally, I found a really young architect. I was looking for a hiring, and and we had several meetings. Of course, you gave me a choice, and I interviewed, I think, two or three. No, was it? You gave me, I think, gave me 3 CVs, and we had 2 interviews.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like really nice guy, very motivated, and actually, I was surprised by the motivation of that candidate. And maybe it's also because we all have, you know, a good personal base to each other. So it's more like not talking about hiring, it's more like talking about friendship, you know. So that was my perspective, because we often meet just like that. And, you know, the meetings we had were more like also talking about family, talking about personal stuff. Very actually close meeting for just a hiring job, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's important that you mention that, because of course many times it's about the functional competencies, but also is the person a good match for that company? And we do spend a lot of time figuring that out. So when we do find the right person, it's good, feels good when you know you place somebody somewhere where it just works very well.
Yeah. Nice.
You mentioned sustainability. Can
Yes.
you tell us a bit more about that, sustainability at CLPT Japan?
Yes. Well, you know, you can imagine when you produce beer or whiskey, you need plenty of water. I mean, it's most of these liquids is made of water. And as you also know, that water is restricted. I mean, you need to, first of all, you need a place where you build up your brewery, or recent times you have lots of craft breweries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but you know, nowadays, now in 2024, we have 781 craft breweries in Japan. 781.
Wow.
In 2015, it was just 200. So the market increased. You know, that's really just like I don't know what happened, just like a turbo. Everyone wants to make a craft beer, which is nice. I mean, I like craft beer, why not? But just, you know, of course, this is concerning the environmental discussion. This is, of course, not very nice, because everyone is using water and everyone has waste. And that's why not just the big 4 breweries, namely Asahi, Kirin, Sapporo, Suntory, are looking for, you know, sustainability, more sustainable projects, but also smaller companies, more automation and more sustainability. That means saving water and reuse the energy. When you produce beer, you heat up and then you have to cool down. So there's lots of, if you just do it like that, you know, firing and then, you know, take a cooler, you have lots of waste energy. And you can actually combine these circles in a recycle energy cycle. Just recycle the energy.
Yeah.
The energy you use for cooling down, you can use for heating up. That's just a technological question. But it's solvable, and we have a solution for that. And since many breweries and also whiskey distilleries, they came into their age, which means they need renewable or retrofit process. They all think about including such sustainability process into their current processes, you know. So yes, this is a big topic, and I'm pretty sure that you know, sustainability also means that saving costs. You know, saving costs for energy, since energy costs also increased in recent times. So this is what the whole trend, you name it, whatever industry it is, if it's automotive industries, machine tool building, if it's food industry in general, everyone is concerned about, you know, having a sustainable process, having more you know, environmental friendly processes. When you go to customer and you show your solutions, you run into open doors. So everyone's going to listen to that, and it's of course also a big business, you know.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're very much on the right track. So I wish you the best of luck for this year and the
Thank you.
future.
Thank you.
I'm glad we got to meet, and I'm glad we're working together.
Thomas, thank you very much for your invitation. I can just recommend everyone to at least contact Thomas and ask him for the right position or for the right candidate. So I'm the one who is lucky or who's happy to working with you, and I'm really looking forward to working with you together in the future. Pretty sure when our company grows, we will have lots of positions to be filled. Thank you for the invitation. It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Thank you
Okay.
very much.